I'm delighted to welcome Araceli Venegas-Gomez, founder and CEO of QURECA, who's going to be joining us for a fireside chat. Araceli is a quantum physicist and former aerospace engineer who aims to contribute to the public and business awareness of quantum technologies and to act as a bridge between research and industry. And to enable this, she's recently founded QURECA, which aims to support business and institutions to be part of the second quantum revolution. She's been part of the Inspire Accelerator programme. She's presented at Inspire 100 and taken advantage of the support offered before returning to her home country in Spain. So today we're going to discuss her journey and her story since her involvement in the Inspire 100 programme and to find out a bit more about QURECA. So, Araceli, welcome. Okay, so perhaps a question that's been in everybody's mind before we dive into QURECA is, what is your very quick layperson's explanation about quantum technologies and how it can help all sorts of different businesses?
Hi everyone. First of all, I want to thank Inspire, Strathclyde and everyone involved today to invite me. After living 1 year ago, I lived 7 years here in Scotland and in Glasgow, so it's lovely to come back. Quantum, wow. I think there are always two reactions when you hear quantum. One is that sounds really difficult, or that sounds really cool, and then people mix up with everything. I'm sure that you know that quantum is when we talk about very small particles, photons, electrons, atoms, that is okay, right? Do you know that we use quantum technology already every day? Magnetic resonance imaging, lasers, GPS, transistors in our phones or computers. Everything is based on quantum technologies. A lot of photons, a lot of electrons, they are doing very crazy stuff. That technology is based on the design of controlling those phenomena at the quantum level that I'm not going to describe. Now, in the last decades, scientists were able to take one photon, one electron, one atom, and design new technology based on the control of features and phenomena at the quantum level. So if you take one photon and you are able to create a bit with one photon, a bit is the unit of information for computers, right? You remember zeros and ones? Yeah. So if you're able to create one bit out of a photon, you have a quantum bit, and then you have a really powerful computer. Imagine that you can control all the features of these fabulous quantum particles and create new technology based on that control. Imagine sensors, imagine communication, imagine imaging. There are a lot of technologies that are coming that people don't know about. Because there are a lot of technologies out there like AI, blockchain, and it's already like quantum is coming. We are going to use it. And what I'm trying to do is actually explain that to the layperson, to businesses, and to make everyone ready for the quantum revolution. Was that okay?
Excellent, excellent. No, thank you. So, we're going to discuss it in a wee bit more detail in a minute, but could you tell us a bit about QURECA and how that fits into what you've just described?
Okay, I think for that I need to tell you a little bit my journey. I'm an aerospace engineer. I work for Airbus in Germany and in France, and in my free time, as anybody else, I was studying physics. I started to really be passionate about quantum physics. I was taking holidays to go to conferences, and I don't know, it was that kind of point in my life when I reflected, follow your passion. What do you want? Go to the office to work? I want to study quantum physics. So I decided to change my career, quit my job in Germany. It was really well. I was going, management. Yeah. I quit everything, and I came to Glasgow, to Strathclyde, to do a PhD in quantum simulation. I was coming from industry. Most of the people there were academics, younger than me, and I was like, I need to catch up with everything. But then people started to talk about this quantum technology thing, that is something that everybody should know about, but they didn't know about business, they didn't know about the market. So I was kind of in the middle of being an academic and being a person from the business, and I thought that I could bridge that gap. So really what I'm trying to do since 2015, was involved in everything. And I was at the launch of the quantum flagship in Europe. When it was launched in US, I wanted to see what everyone else was doing in the world, and then see where there were gaps, and try to provide a solution for those gaps. And QURECA, Quantum Resources and Careers, provide training, recruitment, community building, and any kind of service that we think that is needed in this quantum community that is emerging. So it's really depending on what the customer will need. It could be market research, but it could be a specific training. And we also launched now our outreach box to explain children in schools what quantum computing is.
So thanks for setting the scene, explaining a bit about quantum and QURECA. Could you tell me a bit about your journey since you were involved with the Inspire Accelerator?
I actually took some notes because I was like, how everything started. I have no idea how I discovered the company creation conference in May 2019. I was doing my PhD here in the John Anderson building, and I found that and I went there. Like, I know that I want to create a company, I have no idea how. I knew what it was to work in a big company, I knew what it was to be an academic. Being an entrepreneur is another thing. So if you are planning to be an entrepreneur, if you are in the beginning of the journey, good luck. Everything is going to be fine, but there are a lot of things that nobody's going to teach you. But of course, Inspire, or what it was then for me, it will always be then, it has helped a lot on my journey. So I went to this conference and I met Alistair McKay. He's not here? No. He helped me a lot and he introduced me to STEM at that time properly. And then I met Alan Ferrer. Where is Alan? And so that it was like there were a lot of different workshops about understanding your business, creating your business plan, finances, all these things that is like, oh, it's boring, yeah, you need to do it. You really need to do it. When you want to pitch, and we have seen from workshop, things develop a lot. You can have a pitch today that is going to be completely different in 2 years' time. But you need to believe always in the same thing. But for me, the journey was like having support. I was completely alone with all these. I started because somebody told me when I went to the US, when they launched the quantum program in the US, somebody came to me and said, oh, you're the one in Twitter talking about quantum all the time? Yeah. What do you want to do? And I don't know. I'm doing my PhD. I don't want to come back to industry. I want to bridge the gap. It sounds like, but I don't know how to do it. And I said, why don't you apply for this fellowship? I applied for a fellowship for the Optical Society, and that was $50,000, which is not like a lot of money, but that was the beginning. Some very smart people told me you could create a company, and I registered the company, which is actually fairly easy to do in the UK. And since then, it was the support from Inspire. I was asking people. Without that support, I was completely lost. Because there are so many things that you don't know. I still ask Alan a lot of times about different things, because otherwise, really, you don't know where to start. Even to find an accountant. It's like, yeah, there are a lot of accountants out there, but what do I really need from an accountant? When I created the first version of my platform, the platform that I have for online courses and so on, it was Alistair who told me there is this company, a startup out of Strathclyde, who is the web developing and software, maybe they could help you. And they are still working with me. It was connections through all that. So really, the journey without Inspire would not have been possible. Because you can find a lot of things online, but you need that support. Sometimes, like, do I do this or that? Who do I ask? My partner? My partner actually helped me to choose the name of the company. You were saying that he's non-exec in the company. At least he has a title. But yeah, it's that kind of if you have a question, just ask. Because I know you will have a lot of questions. And sometimes the doubts, should I do that or that? Just ask. Because sometimes you just need somebody telling you that that's a good idea. So that was kind of the journey.
Yeah, no, it's very, very interesting. And sort of stepping back then, looking at where we are now, and looking at QURECA, can you tell me a bit about some of the successes, some of the challenges you faced, and anything you would do differently, wish you'd known sooner, if you'd known sooner?
Too many things. I'm going to tell you one thing because I always remember this. When I got this fellowship in 2019, I did the Quantum World Tour. It was not about music, it was about talking about quantum just before the pandemic. So I went literally around the world, meeting people, and I was in this conference in Boston, and somebody came and said, to do business, you need to attach your hair. You cannot, so I was having, curly hair. You need to know how to attach your hair when you do business. I was like, am I doing something wrong? Do I need to? Because since then, that stuck with me every time. You need to be really professional in the way you dress, in the way, things like that. That was really something that now I said, I'm gonna do whatever I want, right? But that was something that at that point, every time I was really scared, oh, is this the right thing? Another thing that I was always, I like to trust people. I think that everyone is good, but I had too big, you know what I'm saying. So a person that at the very beginning when I started with the company, this person even helped me to find the slogan and everything. She actually decided not to talk to me anymore out of the sudden, and it was really hard for me. Did I trust her too much? Did I become a competitor? I will never know, but that was something that I wish I could knew that these kind of people could turn completely different from the beginning. And then another thing I wanted to say is that nothing is gonna happen until it's signed. A lot of times it's like, yeah, this is gonna happen, I don't know how much we're gonna get, and then, no, actually, we have decided not to use the funds. No, actually, whatever, and it's not happening. And then 2 years later, they are coming, and it might happen. And these I see from a lot of other companies. When I talk to them, I'm now an advisor for a specific company in quantum, and they are telling me, oh, we are talking to Rolls-Royce, they are doing specific software for them. And I said, is it signed? Are they gonna pay? No, but they said, then nothing. So really, I think, I always thought that a lot of things were happening, but they were not happening in the end, so resilience is what you said. If it's not now, it will come later, but yeah, it's really knowing also the limits. If you cannot hire another person now, then don't hire. I have seen companies, I'm talking always in the quantum ecosystem, I've seen companies, they get funding, they get crazy, they start to hire, buy fancy chairs, they go really, really backwards in really sudden because they don't have business. So if you get funding, really think about where you're gonna spend that money, because that is gonna be crucial. So your plan is, yeah, it's cheesy, everybody's talking about that, but what is your plan really? What do you want to do? I always think about that, and my business plan probably is not the best, it's not what I would like to have, but I just don't have the time sometimes to think about that strategy. The EBITDA and all these financials that a lot of people probably don't like me, you need to do that. Because somebody told me once, you don't realize, but sometimes you spend, and then you spend, and then you spend, and there is a big, you are digging a big hole, and suddenly you realize that you cannot get out of that hole because there is much more spending than what you're getting. So that's kind of the pieces of advice that I wish I could know earlier.
Okay. And is there anything the audience here tonight could help you with QURECA?
So, if you're interested in quantum and you want some training, that's one thing. If you have any link with schools where outreach or any kind of STEM and people who would like to teach quantum to children, that would be another thing. But we are talking about entrepreneurship. I think, so right now, when I see people seeking for money, every time, and Alan knows this, I have been asking for money a lot of times, but every time it was just, with just a little bit of money, and everything has been bootstrapping. I had just a little bit of money from Strathclyde, but overall, we just survived with getting more money, getting more projects, more people, more projects, more people. We are not at the point that I have heard several times from people coming to me and say, quantum is a big market, but you are the only one making actual money out of it because you have a business that is running. And I said, well, maybe it's time now for me to put a little bit more money and grow a lot more, because we have a plan for that. So if someone would like to know more about my investment plans, that would be an option. So, yeah.
Okay, and finally, what one piece of advice could you give entrepreneurs presenting here tonight?
Sleep. Work-life balance is so hard. Believe me, I have a baby and I work at 1 a.m. and I work whenever I can because it's like you need to value the time that you have with the baby, but you also need to run your business. It's so hard. Nobody can tell you that you cannot do it. That is impossible. That is a bad idea. If you really believe it's a good idea, just go through it. It's gonna be fine, but it's gonna have a lot of ups and downs. It's not gonna be a straight way, and you know this, but really, it's gonna be hard. Like, I'm gonna give you the last example. Yesterday, I was talking to one of the persons in my team. He's in Mexico, and we were having a fight, and I'm like, I don't know what is going on. And then out of the blue, he was saying, sorry, my brother just died yesterday. And I was like, how should I know, right? You're not with this person, he's not in front of you, everything is remote. I don't know what is happening. So for me, it was like really these kind of situations, like I'm going to present this new product next week in Florida, and it's like a huge step for us. And I was really like, I shouldn't go to Florida, this is not working. If the conversation would have ended before that, I would say, I don't go to Florida, there's no point, we're not a team. But it was really for me, the kind of everything is gonna pass, it's gonna be better, and that was really like, there was a reason behind that. So if you feel like you cannot do it, if you feel like really there's no solution for that, everything is gonna pass, it's gonna be better, there will be another thing coming in which is gonna be much better. Because believe me, if something is not working, there is a reason. So good luck with everything. Just follow your dreams, be resilient, and sleep.
And that's it for this episode of Inspiring Conversations. Thank you for joining us, and remember to hit the subscribe or follow button on whichever platform you listen to this podcast. To find out more about Strathclyde Inspire, you can find us on Instagram, LinkedIn and Twitter, or search for Strathclyde Inspire on the university's website. Thank you.